Hello, Pisces. Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Vision Quest Tarot. And the name is there. Guyan S. Winter. There's more after it, isn't there? With Joe Doze. I know I'm butchering that, but if I get it real close, I think you can see. Just in case you like this deck and you want it, that's what you need to look for. And for the support of Oracle cards, Wisdom of the House of Night. Is the author on the front? They're on the back. I'll put that up there too. I'm just not feeling it with the trying to butcher somebody's name. Is that even focusing? There we go. So just pause the video real quick and do what you got to do with that if you want that information. Okay. Anything else with that? No. Let's get into Pisces. Okay. There's like this. I feel like there's like. Okay, let's see. I'm doing them all face down to start. Sometimes I do that just so I don't get card drunk, because I swear I do that. I just feel like I start flipping out cards and I'm like, let's do the whole deck. So I'm trying to not be extremely crazy with it. Alright, so everything's out here. What do we have here for you? All right, that's blocking that. What are you blocking here? I really feel like somebody's making you feel muted. There could be a feeling when I'm coming into this, like it's almost like you're feeling like either a second-class citizen or second best. I don't know if I don't feel like there's words creating this moment, but like something's happening here and you might have a feeling like you're not as strong as you actually are. I'm feeling your energy muted out a little bit. You got fledgling, but it's hiding the High Priestess of Water, which means you are very strong in this moment. You know what's going on here. There's a lot more, like you have a lot, there's like, you are developed. Like, it's almost like, it's like going into an elementary school and just kind of going along with the elementary colors as you learn them. Meanwhile, you know, in the updated version, like yellow and magenta make red. You know what I mean? It's like you know more, but you're not pushing it because you're like, I don't think these people can do that. It almost feels like you're letting people think you're more their level than you actually are. I feel like you're very advanced, but you're letting somebody else just kind of move forward or take the lead, and in truth, I feel like you should be taking the lead. Like, the fledgling covering the High Priestess of Water, it's like you're coming off as more of a follower, or as if you're learning something, when in truth, you know what you're doing. You literally know what you're doing. And I feel like you're just kind of going along with the situation that somebody else set up. You got the Daughter of Fire here, which to me, like, male and female are equal. So I don't, like, there's no, like, female, male. I don't do that. I do, like, female and male equal, female and male equal. That's how I read, just to be fair. So just in case, because I know some people do it on other things. But what I'm getting with this is, like, you're very supportive. You care about the situation, but you're just kind of, like, supporting it. And you're not trying to push something forward, even if you know differently. Like, that primary color thing blows my mind. Because when I grew up, I learned that red was a primary color. And they're like, well, if you mix yellow and magenta, it actually makes red. So if you go by the definition, a primary color can't be created by mixing two other colors, then red can't be a primary color. It's like you're at that level. You're like, well, I know the truth. Most people don't accept it that way, so I'm not pushing it. I'm letting it just, because it'll still be okay the way it was learned. It's just not exactly on point. And I feel like that's what you're allowing. There's a lot of, this isn't for no reason. Like, there's a lot of good energy between you and whoever it is. The Lovers is connecting you with this energy, which, it's a general read. So let's just be fair, it does not have to be romantic. But it says, whoever it is you're connecting with, you greatly enjoy being around them. It does not have to do anything, with anything sexual or anything romantic in that sense. This could be like, this person is there and you love having them around, you just love their company and vice versa. This is why you're kind of going along with this, though. It's kind of like, well, I don't really want to push this. And part of you is kind of like maybe just letting them figure this out on their own. Maybe that's better. You don't seem to want to be pushing at this point. I'm kind of curious why, though, because as a Pisces myself, I'm just like, why would I let that happen? If you know some information and like, I almost feel like you are slightly sharing it, though, because I feel like you are giving information, you're giving extra information, but if the other person or people aren't seeming to really latch onto it, you're just kind of letting it filter away for now. There's more coming in here, because you know that you being the high priestess of water hidden behind the fledgling, like you have a lot to give. You have a lot to give here. And I'm getting the transformation card for you next. And you're questioning, is it smart? Is it worth it? Should I really be bringing this information forward? It seems to be weighing on you, kind of like you let this moment pass. You just kind of took more of a back seat to the situation, but you're starting to feel like, was that the right thing to do? Like, it didn't really cause problems, but did it really give people the opportunity to learn something that you know? Did you really give other people the chance to hear you because you have something to say and your information is good? And I feel like after the fact, you're feeling like maybe I should have said something. Maybe not in a negative way, but in a way of like I could have shared something and maybe that would have helped other people. It's like weighing on you after the fact. Is that right, or am I missing it? There's more coming in. Like, I feel like you have the need to still share. After that moment, you still have the need to share. And you're like, I really should kind of get closer to this person and explain what I know. Maybe there's something here that can really help. The Ace of Fire, which is the Ace of Wands, there's more, like they're starting off on a situation and you're like, maybe I really need to, like, before they get too far with this, maybe I need to like have a little private conversation where I'm more comfortable and let them know something that I know. Let them know this information that they don't realize is here. Now I'm seeing this come in. I'm seeing like, I do feel like you're going to share. Something you originally thought you weren't going to, you decide, you know what, maybe it's better for everybody if I do. Maybe you're like feeling like by not sharing this, it's really kind of like I'm not helping this person by not sharing this, and I need to step forward and share this with them. I care about them enough to give them this advantage, and I want to do that for them. Strength comes in with endurance. Which number is this? 7 of Fire. Because I feel like this is something like, this seems to be difficult information for this other person. Not difficult like they're fighting against it, but like it doesn't jive with what they've already known. And you're like, yeah, I know. That's why I was careful about how I was giving it to you. But I want you to know this. You can still be successful without it, but you won't hit the level of success that you want. And I feel like that's why you're bringing it forward to this person. Like, if I just kind of like ignore it and just let you walk away with what you know, you'll do fine enough. You'll do well enough. But there's so much you're going to miss out on. If I don't tell you this, you could advance so much farther. You could do so much better if I tell you. And I know it goes against the grain from what you already know, but I feel like I need to tell you this because I want you to have the best chance available. And your energy comes across that way. Like, you want them to know this. You want them to hear you because you care about them enough to help them as much as possible. You don't want this to just slip by because it might be difficult. You want this to come forward to them so they can make good on it and actually have the best they possibly could have. It's a lot. I feel like whatever you're telling this person, you know something they don't. You've gone through life experiences. There's something here that you know that they do not, and that they're not going to easily be able to accept. They have to mull it over a little bit. I'm getting the Mother of Fire with the warrior energy, which to me these match. Because to me, women can be extremely strong warriors. I feel like emotion is power. Stereotypically, women connect to emotion easier than men. Probably it's society, how they're raised, but whatever. That's where the power really is in the world. Emotion is where power really is. So, I don't know. Go with it however you want. I'm getting that whoever this person is, and don't get caught up in the gender, they're getting connected to this information, and they're really trying to like work it out, and they're really like, they have to come to their own truth with it. You know what I mean? They have to like find a way to where it makes sense to them. You give them the information, you understand it your way. They may have to take a different path up the mountain to understand it their own way. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what the warrior with the Mother of Earth is. Like, it's very like actively going through it, thinking it out, feeling it out, making sense of it, owning it, you know, and like I said a little earlier, the mother and father are equal. They're both leaders. I don't see one overshadowing the other. That's how I read, just so you know. So I'm feeling like this is somebody coming into their own abilities, their own power. This is somebody actively taking that information and trying to figure out what to do with it. I also see them coming back towards you and asking you questions. It may seem like they're challenges, almost like, well, if that's true, how about this? And if that's true, how about that? It's kind of like, well, if yellow and magenta make red, what makes orange? So like, I know that yellow and red make orange, so how does that, like they're challenging it. And you're like, well, I'm not saying that it doesn't make other colors, but if you're saying the primary definition of a primary color can't be created by mixing other colors, that just takes red out of the equation. Like it's not bad. It's just kind of like contemplation is like you have to talk through this, help this person understand like where you are, why you think what you think, give them ideas or ways to look at the situation differently. I mean, Pisces are intuitive anyway, I know that. But it's almost like you kind of have to go through your intuitive sense to try to explain this a little better, to help them understand it better. This is something they're really trying to fold in and really trying to own. So this is not a negative thing, but it may make you a little uncomfortable, but they just got to own it some more. They have some questions they need answers to. This is actually a very, 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 very good thing. They're listening to you. They're hearing you. They have questions. There should be a couple times where you're stumped and you're like, oh, I don't know what to say about that. But that's okay. You should hit that moment, because that should help them and you at the same time. As things keep going forward, I'm getting like you're helping them as much as you possibly can. The Daughter of Water is somebody who's very, very giving. The trick with the Daughter of Water, which with all of these cards, there's always like a little trick with it, is what I'm getting. Not like a trick like a bad thing, but just kind of like this card can be over giving to the point where they just keep giving and giving and giving and giving, and it's like the receiving also has to happen too. But I feel like there's a situation here where it's really melding together very well. Playfulness is coming in with it. I feel like this person, whoever you're telling this to, at first they have a little bit of a challenge with it. But once they start grasping hold of it and they really start understanding it, like it becomes like fun. It's almost like, how do I explain this? It's like a new door that they never knew was there. It's like I've walked by this wall 50 times. I didn't realize there was a hidden door. And like, where does this door lead? What else is in this room? Where else can we go? Is this a door? Is this a room or a hallway? Where else does this go? They get really excited about it. Because once they understand the truth of it that and they get to hold on to this concept more, it's like their perception widens. Like, wait, if I didn't know about that and that was there the whole time, what other possibilities are here? What other good things are coming forward? Now, I'm noticing this is how this is ending. The message on your side with the Medicine Man, I want to say this is like the Fool usually, but it's probably not. What I'm connecting with the Medicine Man is it kind of feels like someone who's actively helping, looking out for other people, uses everything at their disposal to move things forward and take care of those around them. This person has a high amount of responsibility, and I'm getting messages here like, I feel like you're getting connected with other people, because it seems like you're branching out from this first step. This is creating other opportunities and you're starting to touch other people. I'm getting message kind of like this person has learned a lot from you. And they're like, other people can really benefit from you too. And I feel you helping other people move forward as well. So I feel like this is how this starts, but I feel like this is going to branch out into other ways so you can help other people. I feel like you need to help other people. And I feel like that's where this branching out is. This really seems like it's a stepping stone to the next phase for you. Like, it's a stepping stone to the next phase. And I'm getting to this point here where it's kind of like a wall. It's kind of like, well, this is a general reading. What that next phase is depends on you. I can't just go in a general sense and be like, give out 50 different possibilities. Like, this is a stepping stone to the next phase. So you're going into another phase after this. It's a very positive phase. I feel very good about that. But that's where this is ending. I feel like this is really good. I like this. I say that as a Pisces. I feel like this is really good. I feel like you're being heard, you're being listened to, you're seeing your worth, other people are seeing your worth. I feel like this is a very positive, very good thing. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.